We are back. We have made it. We're missing
We did
graphics.
it.
What is
Yeah.
happening? What's
We
going
shut
on?
down our graphics. They're
Yeah, exactly. We're
too controversial. There we go.
Oh my goodness. Our whole background is shot. This is all over. All right. Flip the tables and we're done. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome back. It's
We did it.
episode 23. We have
Yeah.
made it. We're
Barely.
here. We're very
Barely.
excited. Barely. We both
Kind of a
we
hot
both-
mess today for me. I don't know.
We both just finished meetings and raced in.
Yeah.
With our normal amount of preparation, all of 38 seconds of text messaging today.
Yeah, as they say, hey, is this on? Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, okay, let's go live.
We are the most organized and prepared.
We're pretty high budget. Yeah, we're high budget.
We're fantastic. So welcome in. It is episode 23. I am Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me as always is the Urban Prepper Cliff. Tup, what is up? How was your week? How are things going? Tell us about your meetings, specifically the confidential ones. That would be great.
So
If anyone wants to live tweet, go for it.
Yeah. Things are going good. I've been on meetings since 8:30 this morning, so it's good to have finally a friendly face that I can talk with, because everyone's so mean. No, but everyone's real nice, but we're not talking prepping, and I like talking prepping, so that's
exactly.
That's what I want to talk about. But
and look, Pony Girl is even like, oh my goodness, we're here on time.
Yeah, well, 5 minutes behind. But
what I love is that Pony Girl has set her clock back 5 minutes so that we actually appear to be on time. That's very accommodating of her, and we appreciate that.
That's some more 4D chess going on with Pony Girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Amy Fresh, good to see
Amy Fresh is here. We have all of the Chuck is here.
Yeah,
we have all of our OG chat fans are here. Titus Tuttle.
Yeah, Titus.
Titus Tuttle. I can't do the W. It's just Titus Tuttle to me. I don't know, but I feel like that's a thing. Yeah. I'm waiting for James is here. My friend James is joining the party. I'm waiting for Prepping Penguin to come in here and I don't know, school me on how swole his penguin flop.
Yeah, there's some controversy last stream that we did.
Yeah, our last stream was a whole thing. Like, we came into it with an idea.
Well, yeah, we came in hot. We had a whole idea that we hadn't talked to each other for like 3 weeks, and so there was just a lot to say. But now it's back business as usual. And
exactly.
It's always fun. During the day I have to talk all this nerdy computer stuff, and now it's good to talk about nerdy prepping stuff. So exactly,
Finance Amy Fresh has it nailed. If it's not about preps, is it really a conversation?
Well, nowadays, geez, it's everything is like whenever I go out, I'm going out with the preparedness mindset, whether it's grocery shopping or locking the car now, because now I got to deal with stolen cars and gas price, all the stuff. So
have any of your cars been stolen in the last week?
Man, my car game is, my security measures are, man, I've upped them so much. We are. I'm working on a video. I have all the B-roll footage filmed, and I just need to do like the real narration of it and everything. But yeah, no cars have been stolen in the past week, which is great.
That's fantastic.
Now I'm like big brother now for the family. I'm tracking everyone. My mom came over, and I'm like, hey, I'd like to know where you're at all times. So I have a tracker in her purse now, and all the vehicles have trackers. We have a security measure. I have a tracker that is intended to possibly get stolen by a bad guy, and then I have the hidden one that's in the frame of the car. I don't think they're going to find it.
Goodness!
And I'm going big.
You're going full glitter bomb, is what you're going on. You're going full on glitter bomb. Decoys of your trackers.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go full prepper, but I'm going full prepper on this one. And even not only do we have the club for the steering wheel, but we have the one that also goes and attaches to like the brake pedal or to the clutch and locks that too. So they're gonna, and I know technically they could bring bolt cutters and cut the steering wheel to get those things off, but it's making it annoying. And then with all the tracking, it's anyway.
Yeah, my dad always said, like, when people would when he would interact with like very rude customer service people or very rude company people or something. He would always say, like, you don't want me to make you a project. Like, you don't want me to just focus on you. Like, I'm already here and I'm just giving you a partial amount of focus. Like, I feel like you're doing the same thing with this car thing. It was like they made it a project for you and you are John Wicking the whole thing.
They might have got me on that one, but now I'm gonna put a video out, and maybe now a few thousand people will be better prepped if we all, like, it's going against them. So
look, I'm not gonna say that the next day a dozen Apple AirTags didn't show up at my house. I'm not gonna say that.
I think you okay. I heard a rumor though.
And Pelican cases and keychain holders and things didn't arrive at my house immediately following. I'm not gonna say that because that would be
tricky. It's a tricky topic because, like, it's kind of and what we're using it for the forces of good, but you could also use it for the forces of evil, for like tracking people without, even though there's consent things when you set them up or whatever, but bad guys don't care about that kind of stuff.
No. It's like the Black Adam trailer. Did you see that? It came out today. The new Black Adam trailer.
I haven't seen it, but I know that The Rock is Black Adam. That's all.
Yeah, the thing at the end was that you could be a hero or a villain or something like that. And so I feel like it's the same thing.
Didn't in the Dark Knight, didn't Harvey Dent say something? You live long enough to see yourself become the villain or something like that. Is that what's happening now?
Or
something like that. There was something
long enough to become the villain.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a Breaking Bad moment where you and I just start tracking everything. And
I feel like it. Look, we've already said we're the bad boys of prepping, and I feel like we're just on the threshold of actually being that. Like, it's just a matter of time before we get the bunkers. And
I'm thinking of having these tracking things on my kids, like belts or something, like as like just so I know where everyone's at. So because I don't my kids aren't allowed to have phones until they're out of the house. So, but I would feel comfortable if I was able to at least know where they're at with the tracking device. So
so our kids do have phones. They're not allowed to have them always at school, which is a fight with the school that I'm not. Let's put it that I'm not able to have it. Okay. I would like to have it. I would like to have a full-on discussion with them, but my wife has said that I have brought up enough safety concerns and things with the school that, like, maybe just should hang out and not address that one specifically. So they aren't allowed to have their phones with them. They have their emergency kits, but they're not allowed to have their phones with them always at school. So I have thought about putting AirTags or something on their backpacks or in their backpacks. But then you think about, okay, if they're separated from their backpack, then do you put it like in their shoes, like under the little insole things or something like that? Because I don't want it to be too ostentatious for them. There's kind of a point when they're little where you can attach things to them, and all the moms have attached things to all of the kids, and so it doesn't matter necessarily. But when they get into like middle school, like, you don't want to have like their name written on their pants or something like that.
So I think I don't know. That could be in like a wallet type thing. I guess kids don't carry wallets. I'm exploring the idea. I'm also exploring, like, hey, I need to put these things everywhere. I need to put them in survival caches, and I need to put them in all the bug out bags and all this. I'm just this whoever stole the car, you're creating a monster because
it was actually Tim Cook. He just really wanted to bust up those Apple profits, and he was like, I bet if I steal this guy's car, he's going to tell everyone.
It was probably Bernie. He's pranking me.
Bernie.
Good old Bernie.
I think
from the Portland division.
But you know what? It was probably Bernie, but set up by your father-in-law. Yeah, because I think we established it was a whole big thing. Or maybe your wife, because you did mention that you were pranking her, and that's a whole thing.
I'm gonna switch up my show and tell because you reminded me of that.
Okay,
I want to talk about my prank.
All right. Okay, that's fantastic.
When that comes up, but
when we get to show and tell time. Okay.
Yeah, but things are going well, and I hope everything's going well with you overall. So.
Excellent. Yeah. So I spent most of the week also setting up AirTags. Cool. I got a new wallet that is RFID that actually has an AirTag thing in it. So we did some of that sort of stuff. It was one of those we checked in with the I saw a bunch of I have a really weird YouTube feed. It's all like prepping things and small business attorney things. It's a very weird mix of stuff.
Wow.
But there was a bunch of stuff about estate planning. So we talked to the estate planning attorney this week about some stuff and just making sure that all of that paperwork is put together and ready to go. And so, yeah, we do that. I feel like I do that way more frequently than I should for someone that's, just barely 40 or whatever. But like, it's always a thing. So we did some of that, and yeah, that was pretty much our week. It was laid back. When we didn't have COVID, weren't on vacation. We actually got to do some things. So
Nice.
RV. Okay. Yep. We thinking about a GPS watch for your daughter. Fantastic. Don't know how old your daughter is. If she's 35, maybe not. I don't know. But a child, sure. I think that's great. We looked at the watches for our kids. I feel like it's one of those things you kind of look at all the features and functions, and everyone tries to find like the thing that's the least expensive, because normally you have to have like a service associated with it as well. And so like I looked at all the watches and everything. It just ended up with we're just getting them phones, and that's where we land.
I looked at it because we looked at it, and I don't know, they seemed kind of pricey, and I think a phone would be better. And the main reason I didn't get it is because I was looking at the Apple Watch, and I just hate going to the mall and like getting like having to have an appointment to talk about the Apple Watch with the representative. It just drives me bonkers. So so I don't I don't know, I'm kind of jaded, but
that's all right. That's fine. You can be jaded. That's totally okay. We were gonna get them. I was looking at Apple Watches because the school released a bunch of rules about some of the kids in the classes were not using their phones appropriately.
Yeah.
And so instead of dealing with those kids, they decided to just blanket rule out phones for all of the kids in the middle school and everything else. And I'm like, that's fantastic. But if there's an emergency, I don't trust the fact that one of the teachers is going to manage to get a hold of someone else. If like the building is having a structural issue or something like that. So I was like, oh, we'll get them iPhones or we'll get them Apple Watches and that'll work. And then they're like, you can't have an Apple Watch. You can't have a Samsung watch. You can't have AirPods. You can't have anything. And I was like, okay, I have thoughts, but I'm going to, for the sake of my children's education,
pick your battle on that.
I'm going to pick my battle on this one. So
I mean, especially with all a lot of crazy stuff that happens at schools and stuff. I think it's important to look at that kind of stuff, and it's definitely stuff that we're looking at. Our school's they're pretty locked down. They have it. I can't get in there. But I think where was I going with that? Not relying on your teachers for that. So it's, I don't know. You have to kind of weigh out the decision. But someone said something. The Galaxy Watch is awesome. So But I don't know. I come from the old school. So like back when people used to have Air Jordans or the Reebok pumps, I remember we used to get beat up, and the bullies would take them from us. So then I'm always, I hope they're not get jumped for their Apple Watch or something. But
yeah, exactly.
Maybe those days are over, but.
It's possible. I don't know, but the AirTag thing I think is a great alternative to that.
I think you could easily have that in anywhere, almost anywhere, and no one would know. So.
Yeah, it's a minimum investment it's kind of the investment versus function sort of equation. It's like, okay, it's a minimal investment and you get some tracking and the ability to do some of this stuff. Yeah. And that's why I think like with the watch thing, because a lot of our friends were looking at getting the ones that were like walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's the same price as a phone, but they can't dial anything. You can't have any pictures for identification. You can't have any mapping capability. Like, why would you? I don't understand. But a lot of people like them. And if it works for them, it works for them. I am going to not try to be judgy. But, I'm a little judgy. That's what I do. Yeah, exactly. I think up here, hold on. There was one thing that was important. Where was it? I saw it. It was from Pony Girl. It was very important. Come on, Pony Girl. Where was it? Okay. Well, she was just saying, make sure to smash the like button.
Yeah.
So
exactly. I saw that too.
So don't forget to smash the like button.
So hey, everyone, show the love and hit that thumbs up, please. That's from
there. You go. See, you've got it on your screen.
I'm looking.
There it is. Yeah. See, we weren't making it up. We weren't just appealing for likes just because. The Pony Girl actually requested it from all of you. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. All right. So we were talking about about show and tell time.
Yep.
Ooh, hold on. Amy Fresh, Garmin Reach. Love that. Love that. We have those. Those are fantastic. I highly recommend them to everyone. They are a bit bulky for a backpack, but I like that idea. And I like the fact that it's not technically a phone, so it's a loophole that I could run through. I like that idea very much.
That's good.
Okay, that's fantastic. We have the best the comments going on here. The chat is fantastic. They always have our backs. All right, let's do show and tell. It's the preps for me. What do you got? Do you want to go with yours, or do you want me to go first and then you can like close it out?
You can go first, because I had an original show and tell prep that's more of a prep, but then I also wanted to show my prank prep. So so why don't we, because I've been dying to talk to the audience.
All right, why don't you do your real prep, then
Okay.
I'll do mine, and then we'll finish with your prank prep.
Okay, so
All right, go for it.
us preppers, we like our 5-gallon buckets, and we use it for storing food. We even store some gear in there. I have little 5-bucket emergency kits, are real popular. You can store water in them, or your rice and beans. The problem with them is that they get heavy when you carry those. When you carry a 5-gallon bucket filled with rice, it's heavy and it hurts your hands. So I forget if I showed this up show and tell, but if I did, I'm going to show it again, because basically pick up these handles. I've been using them for all the 5-gallon buckets. You replace that thin white handle that they have on there, the plastic one, and you put this beefy honking handle in there. Now you're able to transport your 5-gallon buckets so much easier. So we have a lot of 5-gallon buckets, and I just keep having to buy these things and putting them on. And then I was like, oh, I should show that for show and tell. But yeah, they're very inexpensive. This one's made by what's it called? Snappy. I thought it said snotty grip, but it's snappy grip. Sorry.
Okay, that seems more on. Snotty grip is a whole different thing. I think that's more of a Kleenex product. Maybe, I don't know.
For me, it's been so easy. It's been awesome. So just get the snappy grips for your 5-gallon buckets for your long-term food storage, or if you store anything else in that, you're going to be happy that you did, because it makes it a lot easier to carry. And that's
those an Amazon purchase?
Probably, I bought them from Amazon. There's probably a lot of generic brands too, but I'm not. I would buy them from anywhere that has the best price. So
fair, Pony Girl. Yeah, we all thought the same thing.
Sorry, it's not snot grip. It's a snappy grip. Sorry.
I wonder if you search for snot grip enough times on Amazon, if it would then start to suggest it for you.
Maybe.
So now, you take the white handle part
cut it off,
or does it go over top? Okay,
you take it off. Yeah, I cut it off with my. I have little cutters.
Your Sawzall or your gigantic. Do you have a handle removing tool? Is that what you have?
I use the same. I use bolt cutters, the same ones that I use for cutting a chain link fence. I use those to remove it. So
that seems like
just because I like using tools. Yeah.
I mean, you've got the bolt cutters.
I could use something like this. I could go get it. So you always want to have some kind of a zombie tool nearby. So
I think that's fantastic. So I have two. One I've already shown before, but I have a story, and then one is new that I haven't shown before. So the first one is one that I haven't shown before. This is the Nebo. I think it's called the PAL fan. I don't exactly know the specific name, but it's the fan. What's cool about it is it unfolds, and it's got this lovely little fan thing that it does. So it's very cooling. These completely, not only did they save us when we were in Florida in the heat, but my wife has some medical stuff, and heat can be very detrimental to a lot of her balance and some of that sort of stuff. So having this was a lifesaver in helping to keep her cool. And one of the things I've been wanting to do is do a whole video on like certain medical prep things that you would do. A lot of them are around cooling and some of that sort of stuff. So this is one that I got, and we hadn't given it a full trial. I got it, and my wife was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. These did not leave our hands the entire time we were in Florida. So it's fantastic. You can do it like if you're in a car and let's say you run out of gas and it's in the summertime and it's super hot, you can put it on the dashboard. It'll bend. It's very convenient. It also has, because we're also talking about diversifying our portfolios of preps, it's got a flashlight on the end of it. and it has a power bank. So it's kind of 3 things in one. But these are fantastic. They were just on sale on Nebo's website. You can get them on Amazon. But really, really love these. So these are a new prep that I haven't shown. The prep that I have shown, but there's a story to, is the spool power alert thing. I don't know what to call it. It was like the power outage alert plug, whatever.
Yeah.
But we plugged it in. So we're home and our sprinklers went on, and we hadn't been running our sprinklers for a while. And the sprinklers hit one of the outdoor outlets that we have and tripped the GFI that is connected to our freezers and our refrigerators and everything else. So at like 6:30 in the morning, I'm on the treadmill doing the thing, and I got a text message and an email saying that the power to that outlet had gone out.
It worked.
And it worked. It was fantastic. And I wouldn't have heard the alarm. Yeah, we have one of those little the flashing outlet alarms. Couldn't hear it through our garage wall because we have a laundry room that separates the garage. So we couldn't hear it through all of that. So we wouldn't have known until we went out a couple hours later to get something out of the garage. But I was able to go up, run a quick extension cord. We saved all of the food in the freezers and in the refrigerator. And then this weekend, now I had to figure out how to not get the sprinkler to keep tripping the GFI, which is a whole other thing. But I would say, it was a little spendy. I think they're $60. But that's the second time now that it has saved all of the food in our fridge and freezers, which would have been a very expensive loss.
That's awesome. That's awesome when you prep's like something that you planned out and it actually works, and it feels good. I've never had to use my zombie tool, so I don't know if it works, but it's when the power outage thing works, that's awesome. And for us, it's been on minor things. It's not like this. I think a lot in prepping that we focus on like the extreme stuff, but it's like the little things like that. I don't know. I love it. I love it when like
when a plan comes together.
Like Hannibal once said, "Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together." And I saw that really Charlie Gee. I say first time caught you live. It's bedtime on the East. It's only exactly East Coast, right? Is that bedtime? Or?
Well, look, I would say it's a little late, but I go to bed now between like 7:30 and 8:30.
You go to bed immediately after this
exactly. I'm like, I walk upstairs, I like have a bite of whatever was made for dinner, and then I go right to bed because it's night time for me, and then I get up in the morning and do it all again because I'm old now. I saw there was a TikTok the other day I saw that was about when you were younger. It was all about how late you could stay up, and wasn't it cool that you were up till 2 or 3 and you were out all night or whatever. And now when you get to like be a dad and you're old and it's like, oh wait, you got to go to bed at 9. I got to go to bed at 8:30. Hey, check that out. Everyone's like jealous of how early you can go to bed. So
yeah, if I stop moving and if I like get in the if I'm warm and I'm on the couch, I'll just fall asleep. So I could sleep right now if we wanted to, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely like having this. That's why I haven't had some videos come out because I normally film those between midnight and 3 a.m., but I just keep falling asleep. So
I was doing the same thing, and then as a result, I couldn't do that. So I came up with this idea to stream live with this amazing YouTuber, and we'll just see what happened. And there we are.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I have my
all right, it's prank time. Everyone get ready. Okay. Here we go. Sit down.
So it's in this little envelope. So basically, what this is, it's cost about $12.
Okay.
This is called the annoying PCB, is what it's called.
The annoying PCB.
Okay. PCB stands for printed circuit board, and it's annoying. Oh. So all this thing does. You got to get it. It's not you get on Amazon or eBay or whatever. I got mine on Amazon. It's just this little printed board like this, and it has a battery and it has a speaker. It does a random beep every 5 to 45 minutes, randomly, and it sounds like this. That.
Okay.
You have different beeps that you could select it to, the battery. I'm going to just leave it on. It may not go for another 40 minutes or whatever. But so what did I do is I taped this and put it in my wife's car underneath the steering wheel, like in the console. And so she's driving around and this beep goes off. And what the heck is that beep? And I don't know what's going on. And anyway, these little this lasts for 3 years. So you just turn it on, leave it, set it, and forget it. And technically, it'll do this beep for 3 years if you let it. Anyway, so a week goes by, and she's getting more and more mad. Mom is pissed.
Did you have your estate plan put together? Like, is this like, are you? This is more about how Tup died.
Kid Prepper was in on it, and myself, and so we were just trying not to laugh, and then we'd have meetings at the end of each night. Hey, did you hear the beat? Oh yeah, she's real mad. So anyway, so
I like that you brought the kids in, so like you could use
not
him
my
as
daughter.
a human shield.
It. Yeah, she would have ruined it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But he was in on it, and he was really good at holding it. Anyway, so she ended up going to the shop, to Honda, and she had to get an oil change, and while she was there, she's like, "Hey, there's this weird beep happening. I think it's related to my keyless entry or something." She was doing all the searches for it, and then I guess one of the technicians was searching all around. The tape gave way and it fell out, and so so he's like, he brought it. Hey, do you know what this is? And she's looking at it. She thought it was me, but then she thought it was she thought it was one of my trackers. She thought it was a tracking device that I had in the car. And so she's real mad, but then they're looking at annoying PCB. So they research it. They figured out it's a prank thing. And then I bought it. And the whole dealership was just dying laughing about this thing because it was driving everyone bonkers. And so I just had to go over there and say hi to them. So I drove over there afterwards, and I brought them their own annoying PCB because I ordered multiple. And anyway, I walked in there, and I walked in there like a king. As when I walked in, everyone in the room started clapping because they. Anyway, so if you're looking at,
meanwhile, your wife was pouring something unknown into all of the beverages that she's giving you for the next year.
She came in the room where I didn't know that she found it, and she slipped this bill. She had them print a bill for how much it costs to replace the keyless entry. She told me that they were doing that right now in the car. Mm-hmm. And I knew that she wouldn't, because she wouldn't have just signed on for that. But
yeah,
that's when we had to get. Anyway, she had them print a fake bill. Anyway, if you're looking for a good prank idea, keep it on the down low right now. But go to Amazon, get the annoying PCB, get some tape, some duct tape or gaffer tape or whatever. Put it in the console of someone's. I got my brother too for about a week on it. It was driving him bonkers. It's gonna be really annoying for someone. And anyway,
wow. That is,
it was
first off, that is amazing. And I really enjoyed the time that we spent together. I don't know which is going to be our last episode. I just know that there will be a last episode, and it'll be sooner than I had planned.
Well,
I think
it was that was like when we found out about this, it was the same day that the Jeep was stolen. And so when I said, hey, the Jeep was stolen, I think someone stole the Jeep, they thought I was pranking them because I did this prank already to them. And so
the payback, Cliff or Chuck, is that somebody stole his Jeep. That's
what happened. So I did this prank. We had a great laugh, and then someone stole the Jeep that day. So
all right, Pony Girl. If you know Pony Girl, if you're friends with Pony Girl, be aware she is targeting you. That is happening as we speak.
Anyway, I haven't been able to talk about it with anyone, so now we've talked about it for.
I feel like based on the suggestions that you make and then how many people buy the thing that you do, like you need to have one of those Amazon influencer pages or something where you can like live stream your pranks and your things and all of that.
Oh, it's been so funny. But make sure that if you're doing it to someone else, that like their spouse is in on it, so they don't go to the shop and rack up a huge service bill trying to find this.
They rip the car apart.
Well, that's happened. Like at one of my friends that I found out about it, he works at a car dealership, and they ripped the car apart they didn't know what was going on, and so they had to end up the people that put that in there had to pay for it basically, so it was expensive. But anyway, that has nothing to do with prepping, but it's prepping prank right there.
Prepping prank, that seems reasonable. That's fine. I get
that. Preparedness portfolios. What
preparedness? Yeah, exactly. That thing, that idea that we had this morning. All right. So to prep or not to prep, prepping portfolio. So the idea that we were talking about this morning was, and by this morning, the text that I sent to Cliff of, hey, what do you think about this idea? So last week we had intended to talk about things that you have multiples of. So what are the things that you plan to have multiple items of, and what are the things that you don't have multiples of? I think we maybe talked about it for 30 seconds in the midst of everything else we were talking about. So this idea is around like, what are the items or areas that you diversify? So maybe you have more than one type of something, or you have all of the same types of something. So maybe you have all of the same type of multi-tool because you don't want to learn different multi-tools or something like that. But like food preservation, you would have different types of food preservation: frozen, dehydrated, freeze dried, canned, those sorts of things. So thinking about your preps as a portfolio and diversifying the types of prep within a group of prepping items. And yes, I used the food one because it was the most obvious, and because
I'm all for that. I did a video a while back called "Complementary Redundancy" is what it was called, and it was basically all about this because I was getting frustrated because I was buying like the same multi-tool or the same knife for multiple things, and or the same flashlight. Like, do I really need to have the same flashlight in all these kits? And so for me, it's like, okay, maybe you have an EDC flashlight in your pocket, and then you have a larger flashlight in your bug out bag, and you have a headlamp in your EDC kit, and so they all kind of complement each other, but they all serve different purposes. And so that's part of like the flashlight portfolio, I guess. I never thought of it as a portfolio, but I thought that because us preppers, we like, 2 is 1. Wait, 1 is none, 2 is 1, 3 is for me, I think is what.
I always get lost on the chorus.
Yeah,
it's always like,
it's a certain chant, a certain chorus that we do. if there's ever like if preppers are in the news, like in a picket line, we'll go, 1 is none, 2 is 2 is 1, 3 is for me, 1 is none, 2 is. Sorry.
What are we talking about at the gas stations now? Where are we at? We're at the grocery store.
That should be a prepping chorus at
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just visualizing it.
I feel like the answer to that is that there isn't 1 or 2. It's all none, and they're all empty.
Yeah, but I think like with prepping, like the magic number is 3. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, the 3 weeks without food. And I think that, like, for the redundancy portfolio things, I think if you could get 3 things that complement each other in some way, that's better than 3 of the same exact thing. At least for me. So, like, do you really need 3 Coleman stoves that are all the same? Like, or maybe you could have like a pocket rocket stove, and then you could have the Jetboil and then the Coleman stove or something like that. I'm all for that kind of perfect. But part of your portfolio, I like that.
Yeah, I like that. 3 is, Daisy says 3 is done.
3 is done.
Yeah,
but that doesn't rhyme though. Like
it doesn't. Also, it tends to be for me like 3 is a starting point. Like 3, my wife would like for 3 to be done, and it's like, oh, that's just the beginning of the thing. The idea of the thing, because we have, like, from a stove perspective, so we've got the Jetboil, and I've got the little Sterno collapsible ones, and then we've also got the Coleman, and then we think about things like our barbecue is propane, and we got the Solo Stove fire pit. Have you seen the Solo Stove fire pits?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they're very cool. I like them very much.
A lot of my friends have them. They're like catching on, I think.
They're fantastic. I love them. So they came out with some cooking things that you can put on top of them. So now we can actually we have a griddle that goes on top of it. So you could have wood burning food. You could have propane. We could have Jetboil. We could have variety of different cooking ideas or heating ideas. I think food is the same thing. The flashlight thing, I hadn't thought about the flashlight thing, but that is very clever. The kind of like the long range and the short range sort of a thing.
Yeah, I think a thrower and a flooder, I think for EDC purposes, it's probably better to have a floody flashlight, because you're probably just illuminating the walkway or wherever your path that you're walking. So you want flood, but then maybe for like your bug out bag, maybe you want to see way down the distance to see if zombies are coming or something. You want to have throw for that. But then it doesn't make sense to have 2 big flashlights, so why not have the headlamp there? Or so that's how I look at the flashlights.
Do you put the infrared in the headlamp? so that you've got
that's
the
next level.
Predator style or whatever.
That's next level.
Thermal, the Mandalorian thing with the
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple manual utensils of different sizes. That's totally great idea.
So a little off topic. I had speaking of barbecues, I almost lit the house on fire because of a grease fire, and I was so excited because I got to test out some different fire extinguishers that I've been meaning to. So my wife was freaking. You're gonna catch the house on fire. I'm like, no. I get to test this one. I've been waiting.
Use them. Don't you know about my 19 fire extinguishers that I keep with me by my desk?
Yeah,
Hold on. This is an opportunity.
I got to test out a can of the Fire Be Gone. I've been meaning to test that because I have the First Alert. I have other brands. I have the.
What did you think?
It works great. So Fire Be Gone. If it's a super cheap, about $10. It looks like an aerosol can, and it put out this humongous grease fire that happened because I was cooking ribeyes and I had too much fat dripped down, I think, from it. But I was so excited about it.
Your house on fire?
No, a couple branches went up in flames, but my wife was not happy. But I had a great time. Yes.
I'm glad you had a great time.
So
Your wife is on the phone. He put a beeper in my car. He's burning the house down.
Well, anytime like an emergency happens, I get excited because I get to try out one of my preps. So
I mean, and sometimes if there isn't an emergency, you just make one happen. You're like, you know what? Nothing's happening today. I'm going to, have a grease fire because that seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
Have you tried the fire things that are like balls that you can throw at the fire?
No.
It's one of those things that you see on like Facebook ad videos and things. And so I can't tell if they're actually legit or if it's completely special effects. But there are these like, they look like glass balls and you throw them at the fire and it explodes and covers the fire. So I was like, that could be a cool thing to test out. But I would really love it if somebody else had tested it out first and tells me whether or not it's worth testing out or not.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I have no idea what that is.
Oh, and by the way, we have officially, I see this. Tup and I do not give financial advice. We do not give financial advice.
I just saw that come in.
Yeah. We may say what we're doing or what we think is a reasonable idea based on our situation. But we will not.
This was one of your people. This isn't me.
No, this was paired. This is in yours. Talking about Bitcoin.
Wow.
I know. I was like, look,
I don't see it in mine.
The Russian bots are here. There's all kinds of stuff. Like we really have made it. This is great.
Nice.
I feel accomplished. So needless to say, if you see anything in the chat that looks like it's from us or about us or anything dealing with finances, we are not going to ask you about that. So just ignore that, please. I feel like that's our disclaimer. We'll tell you what to buy on Amazon, but we aren't going to tell you to buy.
We'll tell you to buy pranks on Amazon, but we won't tell you
exactly
jack crap about Bitcoin.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic.
I feel like in general, I think, and I don't talk about religion and politics. I treat it like at least how they used to do first date. Like first dates, and then also I don't think like financial advice. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I think
I saw from Prep Talk Live they said that Bitcoin went from 5,000
Bitcoin to the moon, baby. Like I mean, I think
you lied to me, Tup.
Yeah, exactly. No, we have Bitcoin, but we're not going to tell you to buy it because we have it for our own individual reasons. And right now it's not because it's going up. It's a whole different thing. Let's see. And prices are crazy. I'm guessing I don't think this is Bitcoin related. I think how's
the gas? What's the latest? What's the gas price in your town right now?
Gas price in our area it was $5.20 last weekend. So I think it's up a little bit more. But yeah, how was it up in Seattle?
Well, there's a gas station that's right in the heart of like one of the few gas stations. It's like $6, but my local ones are $5.50. Man, it's killing me. It's cutting into my prep fund. It's like every time because we have two cars. They're and it's like $100 to fill them up when it
Yeah.
used to be like that. I still remember I don't want to date myself, but I remember when it was unleaded. It was 79. Super unleaded.
Oh yeah.
It was like 79, 89, 99 at Arco back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when it was like it went up to $2 a gallon, and then it came back down to like $1.50, and then it was like 99 cents for a period of time or something.
Yeah, it's really makes you kind of evaluate, like, do I really want to drive there type thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's 5.50 now on average where I'm going. $6 at some places. I'm counting on $7 by, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Q4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's gonna go up for a while still.
Has it affected, like, how's like the groceries and stuff for you? I like it.
Groceries are okay. I don't pay as close of attention to grocery prices as I probably should. I notice things like chicken prices have gone up like $1 a pound pretty much everywhere that we go, or $2 a pound depending. But we usually, not necessarily because it's most economical, but because it's the closest and because we have to get a bunch of allergy related food and stuff, we tend to shop at Whole Foods a lot. There's one right by our house, and our son has allergy things and stuff, so we can just kind of get everything as opposed to driving to 3 different stores to get everything. Their meat and things tend to come more locally sourced, so while their prices and a lot of things will be higher, they don't tend to jump around as much as we see at like Safeway or Fred Meyer or something like that, where it's tied more to the larger producers.
I think you taught me that. You taught me that a few weeks back, and now I've been telling other people like it was my idea. But
fair.
But yeah, Whole Foods is pretty good for that. For the meats and stuff for the local source. But I've been having good luck at Costco for the Costco meat section. It's just like
Costco's fantastic.
Yeah, man, we love it, and we found a nice Costco location that's really the cars don't get stolen in that much. And
nice.
Yeah, so I've been trying to stock up on some things, and got to bring the pressure canner out because
Costco gas also is less than most of the other gas stations. So if you have a Costco membership, and one of the interesting thing that I saw on CNBC, because I'm a glutton for the markets and everything, but they were doing a piece on gas stations and why certain gas stations may have different prices. And one of the things that they brought up that I hadn't really thought about was the bigger box gas stations. So like Fred Meyer, Safeway, Costco get bigger batches and work through it faster than some of the smaller like mom and pop gas stations. So if a mom and pop gas station buys gas at $5 a gallon, it may take them longer to get through that, as opposed to Costco that's going to get through it faster and then be able to refill with maybe less expensive gas, or more expensive gas but at a slower rate or something. So it kind of deals with the curve a little bit more, which may be helpful. Costco also just does it as a loss leader for their members, because you go into Costco and you spend $300 because randomly it's a Tuesday. But
yeah, they I know, like, they don't make any money like on like the cooked rotisserie chickens or something like that but for the same reason. ATF had a funny cock.
Yes.
No, we're not saying
yeah, exactly.
Gas is free in my area, but the takeoff fees from siphoning gas is killing me. ATF is hilarious. I've known ATF since the beginning of my channel. He's always been awesome and hilarious. That's funny.
I'm glad he can type, because probably talking would be difficult for him at this point. I don't know that all the letters and words.
I haven't heard as much from gas stealing yet from people, but if it gets to $7, I fully anticipate it. Now, then I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of prep to prevent gas stealing. But
yeah, we had a car that we had been leasing, and we kind of leased it with the intent to buy it at the end, timing wise, and we were planning on having it be a car that we drove forever and ever. And based on the gas prices and everything else, we're like, maybe we should get a hybrid instead of locking in this car now. Like, maybe we should just kind of jump into the hybrid world. So I don't know. That's a thing that we've started to see. Luckily, I work from home, so I don't have to commute. Carpool, we share with some families. We don't drive a whole lot, which is nice. And we, try to do, because of gas prices, we do a lot of delivery. So we're like, deliver groceries, deliver, stuff. But we had talked about going on some trips this summer and doing some extra driving. And if gas is $7-8 a gallon, like, we're not going to do that. We'll wait until, next year or another time to do all of that.
I was shocked when I saw how much it cost for the semi trucks to fill up because they have like 240 gallon type.
Oh yeah,
it's thousand, like that, just a ton of them. It's just crazy. So,
and diesel is getting more expensive, and from what I understand, the refinery issues with diesel are worse than the refinery issues with gasoline.
Not to get too doom zoom on you, but I heard some stuff about like ethanol being cut into the gas, and this gas smells different. Is there any truth to that?
I have not heard that. I know that ethanol is mixed in, and I believe it's mixed in more during the summer. Okay. So it may be that happening. Because I know there's like a winter mix and a summer mix of gasoline.
It's kind of like a dark beer, light beer for the
exactly, because it has to do with the freezing point, or not necessarily the freezing point, but the combustion point temperature. And if it's cooler, then it gets more gelatinous than if it's warmer, and so they mix it differently.
Yeah, I heard everyone's like, "Oh, you got to smell your gas to make sure it's." I'm like, I'm not sniffing my gas, like, but. I don't know.
Whoever came up with that was sniffing the gas to begin.
But then they're like, "Oh well, to try to get." It's kind of more of like they're doing it to destroy everyone's engines to force everyone to get on the electric cars type thing. So I don't know if there's any. That's doom zoom talk.
Exactly. I feel like that's a different channel. Like I know that
this is the right channel. Where am I at right now?
Exactly. I know that like refinery production capacity is restrained, and that's a thing that's problematic. I know that there's all the geopolitical stuff with actually how much oil can be pumped out, and that's a problem. We know that there's demand issues in certain countries that may be opening up or not, that may raise it even more. So there's a lot of different factors that are contributing to it. All of them, however, make it so that it's just going to continue to go up.
I just know that my wife is going on a road trip to Mount Rushmore in the summer next month, and I'm dreading the gas bill. That's
$3,000.
I'm gonna start selling some kidneys or blood. I'll sell some top blood.
Yeah, exactly. You better be top blood. We better get those
Tup's kidney right now.
We better get those predator pennies out on Amazon fast.
Yeah. We went over to close to doom zoom topic. We were right on the edge, but we kept it nice and safe, and we got right out of it. So
I feel like
little joke and boom, back to north.
Exactly. And I think this is a question for the chat, because I think we try very hard in our stream and in our conversations and in our videos too, but also in this, which is a little more timely, to not necessarily overly focus on the specifics of politics or the news or whatever. But as preppers, there are concerns that come up as a result of those things happening. So, as far as kind of skating the line, I think when you do your doom zoom with Canadian prepper, who is like, I would imagine that his background for the next think preparedness should just be like an explosion. It should just be like a mushroom cloud or something behind him of whatever's going on in Canada right now.
It's there's some stuff going on up there.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like there is, like, we try not to dwell on it or to pick apart the side pieces of the story that are kind of the Facebook back and forth, animosity, all of that sort of stuff. But I think there is some precedent for us at least mentioning and discussing, like, hey, oil prices are really high and gas prices are really high, and that matters more so than whatever the story of the why.
I think it's good for us to touch it in and say, hey, well, how's gas looking for you on your end?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
maybe once a month we'll get a latest
Yeah,
status. I see
like
Apex Preppers here, and I think before you came online, Bernie, we're already starting the rumor that you stole my father-in-law's Jeep.
yeah, Bernie, way to
we got
go.
that we got that rumor out there. So
Yeah, and by rumor we mean fact, and by fact
yeah.
we mean it's already spreading on Twitter. Tup bought some promoted tweets, you know, so that's happening. We have it on Facebook, so there's at least 7 or 8 people who are saying it right now.
Yeah, like Chuck's comment, we have enough doom and gloom every week. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to be. We're the bad boys of prepping.
Even when we talk doom and gloom, we're laughing and joking about it.
Yeah, and I think things like the grocery stores, like if
that's prepping stuff. Grocery, like that's
yeah. But even like I did a video about the what was happening in Portland, because there was a period of time where every news story everywhere was that Portland was on fire.
Yeah.
Every building was on fire. People were running in the streets. It was madness.
It was you. Like, it's what we found out, right? So,
well, I mean, it was 100% me. It was all me.
Local YouTuber, bad boy prepping.
Yeah, exactly. The bad boy of prepping. One man wrecking crew destroys city. But like I went and I did some videos down there, and it was, it's not great, but it wasn't war zone or anything like that. And the people that got on and told me I was wrong were from like Kentucky, and I was like, like that's not a thing. So I think, checking in on some of those things, especially that are local to us, what's going on at the grocery store, what's going on, if you had babies, or like, how is the formula thing? Are you guys able to get that? The shortages that continue to come up. Luckily we don't have a chlorine shortage. So, the hot tub this summer is going to be just fine. Nice. I don't have to worry about
I'm going to be coming through your neck of the woods at the end of July. I'm going to pass by the KZ and Bernie division of the prepping community, and
we will be ready.
Yeah,
we will have the solo stove ready for you. We'll throw on some ribeye steaks and try not to burn the entire house down.
Yeah, I think we'll have to talk offline and see if we could get a little hang together. That'd be fun.
I would love that. We will 100% do that, and then we'll live.
Because we need to update our photo, because we only have one live photo with.
Yeah, exactly. We'll bring a photographer.
And I think Bernie and we've met. I think it's only been one time. Wait, but I feel like we've talked so many times too. Please stop making fun of my height. Stop talking about my shortages. Yeah.
But enough about Bernie's. Yeah, there's a whole lot there. I'm just, that's in, and I don't, maybe Bernie. I think probably. I think here's the deal. It's polite to ask him on here publicly so that everyone knows that we care about. But like behind the scenes, we'll edit that out. It'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be all right. Let's see. Bernie had something about Portland. It was and still is a dumpster fire. Changed my mind. All right, Bernie.
I admit that I've avoided Portland for a couple years now. When we come down there, instead of going through Portland, we go around Mount Hood and take that route. So so we just bypass Portland, but
it's much safer. It's much. But
when when the whole Chaz thing was happening over in Seattle, I didn't. People were like, "Hey, you should go there and film some." I'm like, I'm not going over there. I'm gonna stay safe and sound on my house.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
but the Chaz, the one thing I'll say, the Chaz home garden was pathetic. It was their garden sucked. At least get some container gardening, like that. Whatever happened there with
I feel like you should have gone down there and been like you whippersnappers, you get off my lawn and make a container garden like
that's like an urban prepping is container garden. Don't do this in the park with the cardboard and like growing some sprouts or something. It was sad, but that's all. And that's all I have to say about that.
that seems reasonable. Yeah, that was the Chaz thing was a whole thing. That was But anyway, that's a whole other topic for another day. All right.
Well,
what are we? Yeah. Hold on. Formula wise, not old enough for baby formula. Only 56. Well, maybe one day, or you stock up. I don't know.
Formulas, we haven't had to use it for a long time, but tricky situation.
Yeah, I remember because our son was allergic to a bunch of and so like there was a period of time where it was difficult to find the one that he could have. Everything else was available, but the one anti that didn't have the allergens in it was really difficult to find, and that was like a whole like, okay, we got to go to multiple stores and try to figure it out. But this situation right now, where like you can't find it anywhere in any kind of fashion, like that would be a bit terrifying, I think, as a
Yeah.
parent right
Yeah,
now.
we with both of our kids, I mean, I had some as a prepper for backup, but they all went all natural from the source, I guess. So they use mama's milk.
Yeah.
They had, yeah, because on when they learned baby sign language, there was this is milk for baby
Yeah.
sign language, and they would specify. Now I'm forgetting how to say mama, but they would say, I want cow's milk or I want mama milk. And so mama,
Yeah.
they had a funny
Tup also, for whatever reason, it's very weird, remembers those signs very well.
Yeah, well, like dad, I think it's dad and mom, so it's like mom milk, like they would do that, and then I forget what cow is, but they, anyway, I remember some of the signs. We have this is cookie or cracker, I think one of the, or no, this cracker, cookie, potty. Yeah, if for those of you having kids, do the baby sign language, because
baby sign language was
kids
fantastic.
could communicate. They just can't do it with their mouth yet. They don't know how to control it, but they could do all the sign language stuff. And it was so cool when my kid was like, a year old, and is able to communicate with another kid once they realize they both know sign language. And so they're like testing sign out with each other. Do you know this? Oh yeah, I know this. And
they were like, in 12 years, you will steal my father's car. And then we laugh.
Yeah, it's like a Boss Baby like level type stuff.
Any more bougie preps? I'm assuming you meant bougie preps.
I thought the Nebo fan was that's kind of bougie prep.
Pony Girl, I have the bougie prep. I try to not lead with the bougie preps because I don't want it to just completely discredit me as like a person in the preparedness world. Although I feel like that is kind of my niche, is the bougie preps a little bit. There are some more that I have acquired. I'm debating about videos. Some of them we've got for our camping trip this summer that we're going to test out. One of them is an electric cooler that is a refrigerator freezer that runs on could run on solar panels or battery power. So I think we're going to try that out. And if it works, that will definitely be a thing that we will talk about on the channel and on here. I got a bunch of backpacks that we used for traveling. Some I like, some I don't like. So that's a thing that we'll probably discuss. I just got a bunch of air tags. That feels like a really bougie prep.
Air tags are bougie preps.
Yeah, exactly. We got a bunch of those. I've got a bunch of things. I was gonna do a video on kind of like preps for people with what. Yeah, but
is that our next topic? Bougie preps? Have we done an episode?
Should we do a bougie preps video? Yeah, we could do bougie preps next week.
Bougie preps.
Yeah. Bougie preps. All right,
we got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. There's a bunch of. I have a bunch.
Sorry to interrupt. What
no, that's fine. That's fine. I understand. You and your millions of fans. You just roll over. It's fine. So like especially last year, we were kind of figuring out a lot of the medical things that were going on with our family. And there was a lot of medical stuff outside of the pandemic that was going on. Luckily now we have a better handle on it. But there was a lot of like cooling things that we were doing. So portable battery operated misting fans that you could run with buckets and water, and you could run with solar chargers and things. So I've got some of those that I haven't yet shown off that we'll have to do. Yeah, I have a variety of them. I just try to be a little humble, about it. It's kind of like with Tup's thing about you don't want to have the tool or whatever that's just brand new out of the package. No. I have several things that are still in packages, so I try to be the other side of that equation.
I'm getting text. Are you still talking?
Yeah, exactly.
My wife's been taking over our container garden project, and she's hot to trot on these strawberry. She's like, I need you to move my strawberries, and then she went crazy on our tomato, like because normally every year we have a certain number of tomato bushes. We have so we're in double digits. We're like I think there's like 26 of them now, and I try to figure out where to put
nice.
But she's doing a good job. She's doing good. So
that is fantastic. All right, well, we'll wrap it up so you can go help her with that. Bernie's talking about his trailer. I think we need to have a trailer tour or something. Maybe we'll do our meetup in Bernie's trailer.
That could be fun.
You could do the barbecue and try not to light it on fire.
I can't. It was exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to have like a camera just right there just for those moments so I could.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have like say, hey, I got a fire going off right now here. That'd be kind of a cool video. I think. I gotta hurry quick. Here it is. This is this.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah. Cooling preps. Yeah, there's a lot. I feel like we almost need a video, like, to do a stream of all the videos that we would like to do, and then just do them on the stream.
I think bougie preps is a good topic that we could
bougie preps. All right, next week, bougie preps. I'm not going to be able to order the sweatshirts in time, but
it's okay.
I do have a design for bougie prep sweatshirts. I was thinking gold ink for some reason.
You could get the tattoo, the neck tattoo.
We're gonna get bougie prep and budget prep shirts, and then people could pick like which side do they want to be on. Maybe within a family, it's a divided household. There's a bougie prepper and a budget prepper. But anyway, all right. We're gonna wrap it up because I got nothing else, and
it's almost bedtime for you, right?
It's almost. I'm getting sleepy. It's time for melatonin and a night. Thank you everyone for joining, and we appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're here every week that we actually can make it on Wednesdays at 5:30. If you haven't gotten the podcast yet, go ahead and check that out on iTunes or Google Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. That's out there now. If you got questions or comments, things you want us to talk about next week, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we will do our best to get back to them. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Cool.
Bye.
See you.